Ventspils is located on the Black Sea in the north of Latvia's west coast, since the 13th century a city of sailors. From the 14th to the 16th centuries, it was a member of the German Hansa. And in the middle of the 17th century, a shipyard was built for warships and merchant ships, which led to the prosperity of the city. That's how Ventspils became one of the wealthiest cities in Latvia. And in the district of Ostgals, hints of it still exist today. On the banks of the Venta River is the only castle of the Order of the Princedom of Kurzeme. Built by the Livonian order at the end of the 13th century. Now extensively restored, Ventspils means castle on the Venta, and the castle is again the city's main landmark. The rooms are well furnished and open to the public. Bygone times are impressively displayed here. The harbour has been well developed and boasts a long history. From the Vendan tribe and the Crusaders, right up to the present day. A trip around the harbour highlights the fact that Ventspils is the most important port in Latvia. Here, oil from Siberia is loaded, as well as chemical products and also wood and fish. After the Northern War and a devastating plague, the city lay in ruins and the harbour unused. However, following the extension of the harbour at the end of the 19th century, life returned. And when, in 1904, a rail link was opened to Moscow and Rybinsk, the harbour became important once again. Goods from within the Tsar's empire were shipped from here. We travel past the Baltic coal terminal and state-of-the-art oil and gas loading stations. Amazing sights and sounds. The contrast couldn't be greater. Next to the modern harbour, nostalgia greets visitors to the Sea Fisherman's open-air museum. A steam locomotive and its old wagons that date back to 1916 makes its way through forests to an open-air museum. The narrow-gauge railway operated through the region's coastal villages until the middle of the 20th century. With a track gauge of 600 millimetres, the German armed forces established this means of transport during the First World War. The locomotive, as a piston steam engine, is powered by water vapour. Two locomotives with wagons for second and third categories, and the popular open ones, have been well preserved. 100 years ago, these iron horses were the first self-propelled rail vehicles. For around 1,400 metres, the train travels through green forests to the open-air museum. A well-preserved windmill welcomes visitors to the Coastal Fisherman's Museum. The flour mill is still fully operational and demonstrates how the grain was once produced here. Next door, the granary looks as though the miller has only just carried the sacks of grain to the mill. The oldest building of the museum village has been lovingly preserved and provides a good insight into the past. The reed-covered workshops of craftsmen have also been reconstructed, along with their original fixtures and fittings. Next, there are the web buildings, small huts covered with wooden shingle and reeds. Here, the fishermen kept their nets, tools, and general equipment. Various typical fishing boats of the area are exhibited here and depict the hard life of the fishing community. Next to the museum, the beach begins with the White Dune and an impressive view of expansive beaches and open sea. People have always lived here by the sea, and the ice-free harbour gave rise to Ventspils' deserved prosperity.